Hi everybody, hi James. Just going to jump on this thread and give me funk, soul and disco between 1970 and 1980. Well, I'm going to show you my records. I'm playing this in the background. This is a compilation I've had kicking around in my living room now for quite some time, trying to decide if I'm going to keep this or not. I don't think I am, because it's just slightly a bit too disco for my liking. I mean, there's obviously soul and funk on it, but I don't know. I just don't like disco music. Maybe it's just been too stigmatized in my lifetime for me to kind of enjoy it. But there you go. Anyway, I'm going to show lots of soul and funk. And now, so 1970, I've got Sly and the Family Stone's Greatest Hits. I hope this qualifies, James. You didn't say anything about having to be studio albums. This is a compilation of a greatest hits, if you like, but this is a great record. I picked this up when I lived in California, and unsurprisingly, I mean, at the time I wasn't really looking for this kind of thing, but when it popped up, I took it home with me. I'm quite grateful that I did, actually, now, because I'm sort of finding an interest in them now. At the time when I picked them up, it was sort of this sort of secondary kind of interest, just that they were from the 60s and 70s, you know. Anyway, I'm really glad to have this one. So that's 1970. I got this album last year. This is Shaft, quite a famous record. Isaac Hayes, 1971. Lovely gatefold. Anyway, don't need to say anything more about that. Okay, 72, Jimmy Castor Bunch. This is a really good record. Love the cover, very funky. Uh, 73, we've got the Four Tops. I bought this, I remember the occasion. It was the midsummer weekend in Sweden, so it would have been sort of the tail end of June, and I went into town with a friend of mine that had come over to celebrate the weekend with us, and there was a sort of a small little tabletop type sale in the market square, and we went into town to buy some wine, and while we were there had a look through this little tabletop sale thing, and there was a lady selling one or two records. She didn't have many, but I picked this one up there. The Four Tops. Again, it's not really a band that I know much about, but I grabbed it, and to be honest with you, I still haven't really quite got into this one. It's a bit too schmaltzy and slick for me. Yeah, my taste seems to evolve and develop, so I hang on to it just in case one day I'm going to really get into this. BT Express, Do It Till You're Satisfied. Very, very good funky album. I like this band. I like the funkiness that they provide. I've got this, I believe it's the second album I've got, which is even better than this one. But this is a great place to start with them. It's a really good album.
People
really good funk record. Gary Torm's Empire. 7654321. Blow Your Whistle. Honestly, it's funk on a stick. Let's face it, it is really good. Gatefold. It's on ultrasonic, that one. Next up, we've got The Undisputed Truth. Very good band. What can I tell you about them? I inherited a record by them from somebody that passed away, and hey, it was really, really good, really good. And yeah, I looked into finding more records by them. So this is one that I picked up afterwards. I think I bought it on Discogs. Yeah, great record, very funky. It's even a bit psychedelic, really. There's some tracks on here that are just way, way out there, but great stuff. Truth. Right, next we got, where are we up to? 77, I think. Slave. I showed this one just recently. The cover's really in bad shape. You know, it's got scribbles on it and, you know, rips and tears and things, but the record's fine. The first track on this, yeah, it's sort of very funky, and it's got this sort of horn hooter thing going in time to the music. And I know when I played this at home, I told my son, my youngest son, asked me what that honking noise was, and I said one of these men had to take his son into work one day because he was home sick from school or something, and while they were recording, his son was riding around on his tricycle going honk honk. Of course, my son believed me completely. He looked at me and said, "Oh, that must have been so annoying." Anyway, there you go, Slave. Sins of Satan, Future Star. This is 77, I believe, and yeah, it's a bit any closer to disco, then I wouldn't be interested. Their album after this is full on disco, and I'm not interested in having that. I got this one at the same time as I bought the Four Tops album from the tabletop sale in Sweden. Well, yeah, it's okay. It's an unusual record. You don't hear much about them, do you? Sins of Satan, but I enjoy it. I was, umming and ahhing about this one, next one, 79, because well, I've gone with this, The Secret Life of Plants, or Journey Through the Secret Life of Plants. This is a lovely record, it's very nice, Stevie Wonder. This came at the tail end of his sort of classic period, and it's often, as I understand it, it's often disputed whether this should be included as part of the classic period or not. I haven't listened to it for a long time. I think it's fairly ambient actually, but anyway, I couldn't find anything else that come close to the genre. 1980, so yeah, this one is a record that I picked up a long time ago. I had no idea who he was at the time, and I remember, so it's yeah, Bootsy Collins, who I understand is from, is it Funkadelic that he used to be in, or something like that. I picked this one up, and I remember asking an old VC person, what was his name now, Spin It Tweaks, Martin Duke, if he knew anything about it, and I think he was the one that informed me who Bootsy Collins was. I was, very close to passing it along. I didn't think it was anything I'd ever listened to. But still, I'm glad I hung on to it, so that at the very least I can show it here today. It's very funky, but also you can hear it's, by 1980 it's sort of drifting into a different kind of sound, almost sort of heading slightly towards like an electro, hip-hoppy sort of sound. At least that's what it sounds like to my ears. So James, thanks very much. This has been really fun to do, this one. I've been playing a lot of these records, obviously this morning, putting this video together, and it's kind of formed a nice atmosphere in my home, because we're all in home. Some of us in the garden, I'm here making this, and we've really been enjoying the funky music, and it's made our home a funky Good Friday home. So thanks very much for the initiative. I wish everybody a happy Easter, have a good weekend, stay at home, don't go to the beach, don't go visiting people, just stay at home and enjoy your music, and be with your immediate family, and if you can't, give them a call, don't go and visit. Alright, thank you very much everybody, see you again soon, bye.